What is up? What is up? Happy Victory Tuesday. We are live and it is a glorious day. We're happy. We're winning. We won last night. The Niners won a football game and it was a great game and it was a fantastic finish. Just a good win. We needed that. It was beautiful medicine. I'm going to throw a little intro here while we wait for everybody to come in here. What is up? We are here. We're live. We're doing our thing. Let's get it, baby. Let's get to it. What's up, Throwback? Eric O says Levi's was electric. It looked like it was crazy. Lupe Perez says Victory Tuesday. Victory Tuesday. Riley Burrow says Victory Tuesday, baby. Tristan says, Raj, do you think that Kyle should move Spencer to left tackle and have Brunskill play guard? We're going to talk about it. Nia says, Eric, it really was. It was an interesting night yesterday. It was a great night yesterday. And there's a lot that comes after a win, after a loss, of course. But it's always better when we wake up the next day and we win a game, when the team wins a game, because you just feel good. And especially against a division rival, especially a primetime game, especially the way they beat them. And especially because Jalen Ramsey or when the opponent's like star player is in his feelings. The guy got dog walked on national TV. He tried to snatch Debo's ankles and Debo just threw him off like he's a little chihuahua, and he ran in a touchdown. And after the game, Debo's unfazed. He's like, I don't know what Jalen was doing. And then today, Debo says, I'm the boogeyman, right? He says he's the boogeyman. And then Jalen says, if you look at his story post on Instagram, he says that, he's doing it for social media. He's not even real. Then he says, I'm not even going to be petty. And then he said on his social media, on his Twitter, let's pull up the receipts. Let's just pull everything up because this was just so much fun. This was my favorite part of Victory Tuesday today. It's a great Victory Tuesday, but this is what Jalen says. He goes, y'all can have the little fame. Y'all think you're getting off being lame. We good this way. Actual life is great. God is great. Jalen Ramsey talking. And Debo just says, you know what? Quit crying. Enjoy the game. Take what comes with it. Debo says, you know what? And then he posted the boogeyman. And he said it earlier. And then he posted that video. I don't know if you guys saw the viral video, right? Where, it says, it's a video of Jalen Ramsey. I'm him, right? Before the game. And then it shows the touchdown of Debo Samuel. And then at the end, it's like a clip of Debo's face. That video was so funny, dude. Whoever made that video deserves a prize because that was probably the best video I saw on the internet yesterday. That was classic. And Debo himself posted it. He had Jalen in his feelings. And then Jalen Ramsey's sitting there saying amnesia. He's just so upset. Jalen's so upset. I love it. I love seeing players get mad. The Niners live rent-free in their head. Sean McVay, he can't beat Shanahan in the regular season. The Niners are separate. Jimmy Garoppolo is 7-0 against the Rams. And I know we lost the NFC Championship, but this does feel good. Looking back, I sat there today. I sat there yesterday. I was like, man, we really blew a great opportunity beating these Rams last year in the NFC Championship. But it's hard to beat a team three times in 1 year. And they had it. But you know what? The Niners are the better team. They're the more physical team. And that's why they won. They were so physical. It was amazing. Let's take a look at some of these questions. This is Debo Play of the Year. That play was amazing. Brennan says the faithful was loud last night. It's good to hear. Guero says, what do you think our record is going to be for the season? I still think 11 wins. I'm going to be sticking to 11 wins, right? 49ers Throwback says, what was your favorite play of last night's game? His was the Hufanga pick. Obviously, the Hufanga pick was probably the best. That was one of the best plays I've seen in a long time. Because the Niners needed a big play there, and that sealed it. And just seeing Hufanga grow to the player he is, like he has grown in front of our eyes, like tremendously. It's incredible how, he's become just this young superstar. He was a rookie last year, splitting time. He played special teams. He was grinding. He'd get some action. He wasn't really starting. And then this offseason, a lot of people were writing him off and, saying, he may not be an elite coverage kind of guy. He doesn't have speed. These were question marks. He came out and he balled out all offseason and he trained his ass off. And seeing that touchdown was just like, wow, this guy's taking the leap. This guy's taking the leap, and it's only his second year. So that play definitely was my favorite play. I mean, that was an incredible moment. Now, you could just see the fans went nuts after that play. The Debo play was spectacular. That's my guy, and I've always been rolling with Debo. And that play just kind of gave us the momentum and took it. I think took everything out of the Rams. Jalen Ramsey was kind of in his head after that. He was confused after that. But the Talanoa Hufanga play was so amazing. It just was incredible play, high level play. The way he sniffed it out, the instincts of Talanoa are just mind blowing. It's so crazy how he can just read stuff. Again, it's just like Trent Williams, or not Trent. It's just like Troy Polamalu, where Troy Polamalu just knew where plays were going to be. Like, he just had this instinct, and that's what we're seeing out of Hufanga, man. Swaggy says the number 1 ranked defense in the league. You know it, baby. You know it. And you know what? The number 1 ranked defense in the league is only getting better, right? Angel says it was the loudest game I've been to. That's dope. Bad man. Yes, he is. Crazy thing is we're not even healthy yet. And that's the thing. The number 1 defense in the NFL is getting healthier because what was reported today is Jimmy Ward and Jason Verrett will be back in practice tomorrow. Well, will they be, back on the roster? Who knows? Maybe, they got to get back to practice, get their legs under them. But Jason Verrett and Jimmy Ward are going to be back. That's scary because this secondary, oh my God, it's so scary. It's so crazy. Like, this secondary is so good. And now they're going to get even better. Like, who do you even take out? I know they waived Willie Snead today. They took him off the active roster. And then I heard that they put him back on the practice squad. I think Tom Pelissero said it. I saw somebody tweet it. So Willie Snead, open spot. That's going to open the door for a guy like Jimmy Ward to get back on the roster if he's fully healthy, which I expect him to be. But okay, Jimmy Ward comes back. What do you do with the secondary? Look how good they're playing. Emmanuel Mosley, right, and Charvarius Ward are a lockdown cornerback duo. Okay, we got that. And then you have Diamondor Lenore, who played exceptionally well last night in the slot. I know he had a tough task of playing Cooper Kupp, but he was getting a lot of garbage time stats. Then you got the safeties, Tashawn Gibson and Hufanga. Obviously, Hufanga's the starter. But Tashawn Gibson, who's been filling in for Jimmy Ward, has been so good. Tashawn Gibson has been so good, man. Like, it's like they say, the rich get richer, right? This is a great problem to have. Now, what do you do with Tashawn Gibson? Do you bench him? Do you play him still? Do you rotate? Do you do like a 3 safety set? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Tashawn Gibson has been playing good. He almost had an interception last night, right? Angel Leon says, Smithy seemed bothered that the Niners won yesterday. He was, I don't think he was happy that Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy had success last night. He was a little upset. Swaggy says, we got so much depth. We got amazing depth. Ayuk should have got the touchdown on Ramsey, but Jimmy went to Kittle. Yeah, he could have. I just think that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't always look towards Ayuk. That's not his, like, they don't always look on the same page. But I think that moment, like, they were looking for a Kittle in the back of the end zone. That was the first read. And again, Jimmy usually goes towards that first read line. And Kittle was open. It was a good play. It's just back in the end zone. Those are tough, and he had to drag both feet in, the toe drag swag. He almost had it. He had 1 foot in. I thought he was going to get that second one. It was close. I mean, Ayuk cooked him up. He cooked the corner up. I think it was Jalen Ramsey, right? I mean, he just cooked him, put him in a basket, put him in a grill, and just fried him, man. It was unbelievable. God, man, this team just so good. They made Jalen Ramsey look so stupid, so fun. God, man, like, I don't know. These receivers are good, and they're so physical. You know what? You guys asked me what of my favorite plays was. Okay, let's go back to the Debo play, because, of course, that play was so amazing. Right? Debo, big-time touchdown. Jimmy throws the ball up so he can get it, and he comes down, and you're like, okay, he's going to evade a few defenders, tuck your chains in, right? Then he just starts going, and nobody can catch him. He puts that second level speed, and it's like Debo. Once he starts going, he's hard to take down. And then he had, the physicality. You try to run into Debo, he's just gonna shake you off. And you had Ramsey coming with the ankle biter. But to me, the best part of that play, there was such good blocks by everybody. The receivers, George Kittle with a second level block. Like that block was so good. And then Brandon Ayuk, did you see Debo? This was my favorite part of the play. Debo looked at him. He looked at him. He's like, slime, yo, my slime. You gonna block me in? You gonna set me in? You gonna set me in for this touchdown, my slime? And you could just see Ayuk's like, yeah, I got you, slime. Yo, I'm clearing the way. And he comes, makes the block, and he seals the deal, and Debo goes in. Touchdown after he, shakes off Ramsey. And you just see Ayuk pull the block out. And I was like, oh, man, that was amazing. And you could just see Debo looked at Ayuk and he's like, you got me, slime? And it was just like poetry in motion. The Yak brothers were in sync right there. You had Kittle, you had Ayuk, and you had Debo. That is 49er football. That was amazing. That play was so amazing. That was so amazing. Did I see I'm your slime? Thanks, Isaac. Did I see Odell's tweet on Debo? Yeah. Did you see what? He didn't hear it. Did you see what OBJ said? I'm going to read it to you. He's so stupid. He says, this is what Odell Beckham said. He goes, 19 is good. 19 being Debo, right? And he goes, ... LOL, I hate to say it. He's ugly, though. He was upset, but he said Debo's ugly. That's kind of funny. But, they're boys. That's his boy. They're probably just funny, a little classic rivalry there. And plus, OBJ was on the Rams last year, so he was in the moment, probably in his feelings last night, right? In his feelings right when the touchdown one happened. But everybody was tweeting about Debo. AJ Brown was tweeting about it. Everybody, man. Richard Sherman, like everybody was so hyped on that Debo play. That was an incredible play, man. Just what plays is not getting enough respect. And it was such a good play, too. The Jeff Wilson Jr. touchdown. Yo, that touchdown was so good. Untouched, man. Like, Jeff Wilson Jr.'s speed, I don't think we're talking about it enough, right? I don't think we're talking enough. That play was just, whoo! He ran like 20 miles an hour, according to Next Gen Stats. 20 miles an hour, bro. He was zooming. I didn't know Jeff Wilson had that speed in him like that after the injuries, right? Shout out to Jeff Wilson, Jr., man. He's come in this season, and he's played exceptionally well. And we were like, I know we're missing Elijah Mitchell, and we were worried, but, Jeff Wilson Jr., man, he's held it down. He's held it down. I got to give a Jeff Wilson Jr. his flowers, bro. Jeff Wilson Jr. is not getting enough respect. I get it. The defense is balling. Debo was cooking, and you got Jalen Ramsey in his feelings. But Jeff Wilson Jr., man, El Jefe needs his flowers because this guy's been so good. So good. Ah, God, man. Max speed of 20 miles an hour, says Ramoni. Yeah, 100%, right? Crazy. Ramoni says, glad that the Niners made huge adjustments from the last game. Yeah, this was a night and day difference. Wasn't it? Wasn't this like such a different game compared to what it was last week? Like, shout out to this team. They made the adjustments. Everybody was riding them. We were upset, right? We were critical up here in the chat. Everybody was down on this team. We can't sit here and say that we all thought it was going to be roses. We had our concerns. As positive as we tried to be, we had our concerns. And the Niners, shout out to Kyle, shout out to Jimmy, shout out to the O-line. They made their adjustments on offense, and they stuck to their game plan, and they really delivered. Tell you what, Kyle called a good game, man. And I'll tell you what, the offensive line, bro, I was impressed. I was so impressed. They only allowed, 4 pressures, no sacks. They had a clean sheet. They were down to their third left tackle. Colton McKivitz, he sprained his MCL. Unfortunately, he's going to be out a few weeks. That was announced today. He did sprain his MCL. You have Trent Williams, who's dealing with the high ankle, right? And now they're down to Jalen Moore. And now there was a question earlier about Dan Brunskill. I want to touch on that. So I was tough to see. You're down to your third left tackle, but they played good with it. Aaron Banks, we're not giving enough credit. Aaron Banks has played good. This guy's been honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. The best offensive lineman that this team has had in 4 weeks is Aaron Banks. Better than anybody on this line. He's been consistent, he's been healthy, and he's been paving the way. Aaron Banks has been good. I shout out to Aaron Banks, man. Mr. Banks' baby boy. He's looking good. Yo, Aaron Banks' dad, wherever you're at, he was right, man. He was right. He was going to be fine. I'll never forget the moment I had that day and his first game I ever witnessed, and he looked a little, you know, rough around the edges. This was his first game, and the development that Aaron Banks has had since his rookie season has been outstanding. So shout out to Aaron Banks, man. He's been good. I'm impressed with what I've seen to him. Aaron Donald almost killed Jimmy being unblocked. Yo, after that one play, you're right, because Aaron Donald almost destroyed Jimmy on that play. But after that, they held their own, man. They played great. Dan Brunskill, so let's talk about Dan Brunskill, right? He came to play. So you had Spencer Burford. He came into the game as the starting right guard, right? And then he made some mistakes, right? He had some penalties, and then Brunskill came in, and they started rotating. They started rotating at that right guard spot. And Spencer Burford, actually, after the game, I saw some reports. He says that when Brunskill came in, they kind of started talking on the sideline, and he gave them like some education on the techniques and the scheme and like how to stay up and the technicalities of blocking and things like that at the moment against the Rams. So Brunskill is a leader, man, and he came in and he really helped Spencer out, you know. So it's good, you know. Brunskill's that vet, and you need that, and he really helped him because I feel like once Brunskill came in and he started playing, the O-line was playing better, and Burford played a lot better, right? Spence played a lot better. So it was good to see that. So moving forward, what are they going to do? Are they going to put Brunskill in at guard? Maybe they're going to keep that rotation, right? But maybe they throw him in at tackle, although they're going to trust Jalen more. But I wouldn't mind seeing Brunskill play a little bit of tackle because he's great at tackle. I think that it wouldn't hurt this team to throw Brunskill out there at tackle because I think, you know, you don't want to just bench Burford. You don't want to kill his confidence. Maybe they'll continue to rotate. Or, I think someone else said it, is maybe you put Burford at tackle, right? I know he played tackle in college. That's his natural spot. But he's played guard so much. I feel like right now, in this moment in the NFL, without having that training camp, it might throw him off. So I think it would be easier to throw Brunskill at tackle because he's had that experience. He's a vet. It'd be easier to slide him out at tackle than Burford. I know Burford's played it, but he hasn't played it at this level. He's played it in college. So, I don't know. It is something to look at. It is interesting. But I trust what they're doing. The O-line has been very good. And the guy that is getting a lot of hate for some reason. Alexa's talking. Hold up. I don't know. Alexa just killed my vibe. So, what was it? The guy that's not getting enough like credit for this O-line is George Kittle. Let's talk about George Kittle. His blocks were so good, man. He is. I saw a lot of comments today because I posted the blocks that Kittle did. Man, his blocks are so good. Like he is so important on this team in terms of being an inline blocker, helping out, you know, the run game and everything. And everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe we're paying him to get one catch. I can't believe we're not using him in the passing game." Like it's getting old. That I get it. I know everybody wants to see Kittle used more. They want him to score touchdowns. He's important as a blocker. You need him to block. That's why this team works. George Kittle blocks. Him and Kyle Juszczyk are blockers. I get it. They're great players when they do catch the ball. They don't need the ball in their hands. You have Debo Samuel. You have the run game. Jeff Wilson Jr. You know, so I just get frustrated because everybody's so mad at George Kittle. I've seen people say trade him. He's terrible. He doesn't do any like people. This is the one that got me yesterday. I had so many people messaging me and texting me. George Kittle doesn't do anything. They don't use him. They don't use him. They don't use him. He's being used more than you guys can even imagine. He just doesn't go on a box score. He's out there blocking. He's pancaking people, man. He's pancaking people. He doesn't need to catch the ball when he's an offensive lineman, basically. He's an extra lineman. I get it. It would be nice to use him as a pass catcher. The way that the Niners' offenses work, is set up, you need Kittle to block, man. He's the key. Yeah, Max, you said it. He's the key blocker. Ramoni says, I think Kyle did a good thing with having Jimmy throw a lot to start and get him in a rhythm. He got him in a rhythm. They played a great game plan. They had a good game plan, 100%. Had a good game plan. Tristan says, do you think Burford should be moved to left tackle so Brunskill can play, or just not play Burford? No, so I mean, that's the thing. I want Burford to play, right? But I think I would keep him at right guard. I think just because right now, he's played the guard position through the NFL. He's trained there. I know he can play tackle. He's played it in the college level, but he hasn't had any training in the NFL right now. He's done all his reps at guard, doing three during training camp and everything. During all the training preseason, he specifically played guard. So if you move him already early, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot of nuances. Again, I think he could do it, but I think it'd be easier to play Brunskill at tackle because he's a veteran. He has more experience. He's kind of played everywhere. And Brunskill is the Swiss Army knife. He can afford to be moved. He can play center. He can play guard. He can play tackle. Shit, Brunskill could probably play quarterback by all we know, right? He's he's solid, man. He's a good vet. So that's what I think would happen. Would be best is I wouldn't move Burford if you're going to play them both. But again, they might just rotate them and see whoever's doing better. But it's something to keep an eye on. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Max House says, I'd love to see Juice get more sneaky plays. Oh, man. Let's talk about Juice. Justice for Juice. I'm glad he's been utilized. The last 2 weeks, Kyle's been dialing up them Juice plays, man, and it's been working. He gets a big-time catch, like, on a weekly basis now. And it's not just, like, a simple catch. Yo, Juice is making some complicated, big-time, impressive catches. Like, some wide receivers don't make this catch. The catches that he's making. I love Juice, man. Underrated. I like that they're using him more. Again, I know he's such a good part of this blocking scheme and the run game, but it's nice to see him employed as a passer. It's good stuff, too. Kai says, do you think Verrett should start somewhere on the defense? See, this is the thing. So Jason Verrett and Jimmy Ward will be cleared to practice tomorrow. So being Wednesday, they'll be back in practice. Now, it really depends on how healthy they are and in terms of will they be back in the game and things like that. Obviously, we know that. Now, do you start Jason Verrett? I don't think you do right now. There's no need to. He's going to be a valuable depth piece, and you can mix him in and rotate him, and that way he doesn't have to play so many snaps and risk getting hurt, and you can ease him back in the roster. I don't think you start him. Just look at how good this secondary has been, right? Like, I'm the type of guy that doesn't want to ruin what's going on. The chemistry right now has been very good. I don't want to ruin it because Jason Verrett, he's phenomenal. Coming off a torn ACL, we don't know what we're going to get out of him, right? I know he's battled adversity before, and he's a great player, and he can battle it again. But you have this lockdown duo right now. So Charvarius Ward and Charvarius Ward and Emmanuel Mosley have been so good together. They've been clamps. They've been a lockdown duo that we haven't seen in ages. Like, this is the best secondary I've seen this 49ers team have for a very, very long time. So you have Mooney, and Mosley, and they're locking it down, right? Like, Charvarius Ward, man, Mooney Ward, the guy's man-to-man coverage skills are just flat out impressive. The thing is, in Kansas City, didn't really have a good D-line. The Niners' defensive line, we know how good it is. They're putting up pressure. And second, it makes it easy for the secondary. There's no pressure on them. They can stick their guys. All that pressure up front when Nick Bosa and everybody just crashing in on a quarterback, that makes their jobs easier. And Ward has been thriving off of it. And then same with Mosley, right? This guy's been locking people down. So if they're not going to throw to Mosley, they might have to throw to Ward's side and vice versa. If they don't want to throw to Ward, they got to throw to Mosley, and they're both clamping it down. And then you got the nickel slot, right? The nickel spot, man. Like, look at the nickel, dude. You have a guy, Diamador Lenore, who's in his second year. Shout out to Diamador Lenore. He had a phenomenal game. 8 tackles. He had a pass. What did he have? I think he had a pass defended. He had a tackle for loss, a sack, or a QB hit and a sack. Guy was money last night. And I know Cooper Kupp had over 120 yards. We talked about that last night. It was a very quiet 120 yards. Like, again, a lot of those stats that Cooper Kupp were he was getting were garbage stat pad stats. They had to throw it. They're going to allow this small little route plays, little short plays to Cooper Kupp. But, man, Deommodore Lenore played good. He's played very good at the nickel spot. So does Jason Verrett come back and get his starting spot back? It's not going to be guaranteed. It's not going to be guaranteed, man. Because Lenore has played good. I was impressed, man. He played tight coverage on Cooper Kupp, and that's not easy. Like, I get it. Cooper Kupp is phenomenal, and he played a good game. He was out there, 100 yards, and then, you know, Cooper Kupp is phenomenal. But Deommodore Lenore, he held his own with them. Again, he got stats, but they were like garbage time stats, man. And Lenore, when he needed to, when it was a big play, clamped him, boy. He clamped him. So, I don't know. I don't think Jason Verrett just is going to be given his job back. These guys are very good right now. So that's the way I see it. Jimmy says, SoFi North. Yeah, right. Yo, did you see that fan yesterday? I had to quote tweet him today. The guy pulled up, right? He pulls up to Levi's, and he says, we made it, SoFi North. Ha, 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 ha. He thought he was being cute. He thought he was being funny. Oh, we're taking over the Niners. One fan, literally one guy. Well, SoFi North. He tried to clown the Niner fan base. Like, literally the worst fan base to troll, because the Niners, we travel very well. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they smoked. I mean, did you see the fans? It was all red, man. We're going to talk a little bit more. I'm going to answer some more of these questions. King Gio says, I'd start Verrett at the nickel. I know Demo will be ready if we need him to. You know, King, I wouldn't mind having Jason Verrett at the nickel, right? I just don't want to ruin the chemistry they have, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's the way I look at it. But, hey, it's a good luxury to have. Can you imagine how good the secondary is right now? Like, if a few years ago to sit here, and now that we're sitting here, like, do we even start Jason Verrett? Like, this is stuff that we'd be going crazy for, because we've been begging for good secondary play, right? Last year, Josh Norman and Drake Kirkpatrick gave us nightmares. You think Jalen Ramsey's going to be having nightmares, right? Because the boogeyman Debo. I was having nightmares. I'm sure you guys were, because of Drake Kirkpatrick and Josh Norman. Literally, they were the boogeyman. They were the boogeyman. They were the fucking boogeyman. Like, I get it. Jason Verrett is amazing, but I love that we have this depth, man. This is amazing. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put a little promo. Somebody wants to drop in, so I'm going to give them the code to come in. So we'll be right back. All right. We're back. Sorry, I had to give out the code. So what do I miss? Let's get back to these comments. Yeah, no, but what we were saying is the depth was incredible. So either way, we're in good position. It's good to have this depth, right? Let's see. King says, I don't disagree. I just love our depth. Yeah, I love this depth, Gio. Like 100%. It is nice, because you can lose players and be like, all right, we good. Doesn't matter. Like defensive line, right? Arik Armstead, he left the game with a foot issue. I think his plantar fasciitis flared up, and that's something I was worried about, right? I kept saying I'm a little scared about it. It flared up. Kinlaw, they tested his knee. I feel bad for Kinlaw. He tried to test that knee up yesterday, and it was a no-go. Like, he couldn't do anything, right? He couldn't do much because the knee so his knee flared up. He tried to test it out. It was his birthday, and then the coaching staff came out. I saw D'Amico Ryans, Chris Kasurik, and then the trainers came out, and they were like, oh, yeah, we got to go. And he put the hoodie over his head. I feel bad for the guy. I know a lot of people trash on Kinlaw. I mean, he didn't ask to be the guy to replace Defoe. He didn't ask for injuries. Like, I feel bad for dude. Like, I hope he recovers and he can play. But the point is, the Niners were okay without him, because you have Charles Omenihu, Kerry Hyder. You had Kevin Givens, bro. Kevin Givens masterclass game. This guy's D-line depth is so good. Drake Jackson, Samson Ebukam, who was 92. That is Kerry Hyder. Yo, this defensive line is so good. Yeah, give credit to Givens, Max, 100%. Bro, Kevin Givens, guy's a beast. A beast. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans. I'm telling you, this guy's going to be a head coach. I keep saying it every week. I'm like, yo, this guy's going to be a head coach. He's going to be a head coach. I don't know if it's going to be for the Niners or another team. Or he might be leaving this team. That's what I'm thinking. Because D'Amico's too good. And then I get it. Like, you want to keep your coaches. You want to keep your players. But it's a business. And for a coach to get a head coach opportunity, that's huge, man. You can't deny him. That's like getting a promotion in any job. So D'Amico Ryans might be a head coach somewhere next year because he is taking this defense and they don't miss a beat. Man, Kevin Givens was so good. So good. Right? So good, man. And if D'Amico Ryans leaves and he becomes a head coach, I want Chris Kasurk to be the next DC. That guy's just as good as D'Amico, bro. He's making these linemen so good. He's turning them into stars. Like Arden Key came here last year and he revived his career. Kerry Hyder came here 2 years ago, revived his career. That's crazy how they do it. Oh, man. So crazy how these players just came in and they stepped in. Again, Amenahu, Samson Ebukam. Yo, Samson Ebukam has been so good. Since the second half of last year, this guy has flat out balled. Like, it wasn't just like these last couple of games. Last year, second half of the season, I think he figured it out. He got a little bit more comfortable with the scheme, and he was a wrecking crew. Playoffs, Ebukam was a lot all over the place. And now he's like consistently getting sacks with the team. You know, it's either him or Bosa. It's literally either Sosa or Bosa, wrecking crew. So it's good to see, man. This secondary is thriving because of the defensive line. And the defensive line is thriving because of the secondary. They're sticky in coverage. So then you got pressure up front. And then the linebackers, they can either sit back, come in. It's crazy. Then the safeties, you got my man Talanoa Hufanga. Hufanga. Bro, Talanoa. Let's talk about Talanoa Hufanga. This guy. It's not even fair. It's not even fair, bro. Don't even give the Niners fifth-round picks anymore. They should stop giving the Niners fifth-round picks. If they know it's good for them, they need to stop because Talanoa Hufanga, fifth-round pick. Lenore, fifth-round pick. Dre Greenlaw, we haven't even talked about him yet. Fifth-round pick. George Kittle, fifth-round pick. This is disgusting. Yo, shout out to Dre Greenlaw. Let's talk about Dre Greenlaw. This man had 15 tackles. 15 tackles. Yeah, Hufanga is the best safety in the league. He's the highest rated safety in the NFL after 4 weeks. There's some good safeties in the league. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Derwin James. Talanoa Hufanga is the number 1 rated. 15 tackles. Boy was everywhere. My man, Big Vlad. What's up, man? How you doing?
Whiskey and Coke, feeling good. That's Big Victory Tuesday.
Victory Tuesday, man. Oh, man. Good stuff, man. Good win. I'm gonna just let you go. I'm gonna let you go and talk, share your thoughts, man.
Yeah, that was a team, bro. We're one of 2 teams in the NFL that haven't given up 20 points all season. That's insane. We're the only team in the NFL that has given up less than 15 points in a game. That's like, I get it. I know people will say, well, the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Bears game was in the rain. It doesn't matter, dude. That's insane. The NFL today, the average game is like 40 points scored. You know what I mean? And we're holding teams to under 12 points.
So crazy, dude. I know with the way that the NFL is now, like the past, how these teams are so dynamic. And it's like you said, it's like video game offenses sometimes. The fact that we're holding them to that many points is less than 20 a game, you know. And like you said, I know people are gonna say, "Oh, well, it's this team, it's that team." It doesn't matter, dude. These are professional football players, and we're holding them to 15 points. It's crazy.
It's not like the Seahawks didn't just put up like a 40 burger. It's not like we're playing these inept offenses that like it's just terrible players. This defense is scary good. And with Ward and Verrett coming back this week, you're hoping to get Kinlaw back in the middle. Like,
Yeah.
it's nuts. The defense
it's
is
too
really,
good.
really. Listen, if you want me to be honest, what's the biggest problem, right? What was the biggest problem that happened last night?
Last night?
Yeah, what was the biggest problem?
Oh, man, let me think. There were some drop passes. There were some missed opportunities. Like, I mean, Jimmy wasn't perfect, but there was a few missed opportunities there. Yeah,
they scored 3 points in the second half.
That doesn't matter
on
dude.
Offense. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, I get it doesn't matter because like we put the team away and it was 14. You know, like, and then the defense stepped up. But like, if you saw the play calling on offense got a little bit rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
and McVay did catch up.
That is Kyle. You know, he has like 10 plays that he calls, and it was literally the same plays. But it's one of my criticisms. I said if it's not, it's tough because if I like the theory of, okay, if they can't stop it, keep doing it.
Absolutely.
And I get it because football is a game of, if they can't stop it, you just keep doing it. But at the same time, you do need to mix it up. You do need to be a little bit more, variable because teams will figure it out. But in a game like last night, there's nothing that could stop that defense. There's nothing that could, score on them. The Rams were, at that point, they were battered. They were bruised. It was a physical beatdown on the Rams. They were just bludgeoned. And then their momentum was taken away on defense because Ramsey was done. He had no confidence after Debo cooked him. And then you had Brandon Ayuk routing him up. And then you have Brandon Ayuk like being physical. They were blocking him. They could not do anything. And that's the thing about the Niners. They're so physical. They take you out mentally and physically, man. And that's exactly what happened to them. Like, the physical prowess of the Niners was too much for the Rams. They are not as physical as the Niners, and that hurt them.
Yeah, and you saw the interview, you posted it with Fred after the game when he was like, we were just waiting for the interception. Like, we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. Like, we knew it's the same thing with the Rams too. Listen, I'm not saying that Kyle's the only one that does this stuff. Like, McVay was calling the same stuff. He was calling the same plays. He would move players around. He would have Allen run this route tree and then move the play and then put Kupp in his split. It didn't matter. This defense is way too physical. That front four is way too aggressive. Their O-line can't hang with that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. And that's where you'll see this team grow. If everything goes correctly, if everything goes right, that's where you'll see this team grow, is you'll see the guys on offense watching how good their defense performs and how many times they get them the ball back, how many opportunities this offense is going to have. If everything goes right, the offense is going to realize that, start clicking. And
they're going to get more. And that's the thing, because this defense is so opportunistic. They're creating a problem. They're getting 3 and outs, or eventually there's going to be more turnovers. Like, whatever. Absolutely. They're going to stop the other team, and the offense is going to continue to get the ball. The more opportunities you get, they're going to start gelling. They're going to make the most of it. So I know it's, frustrating to see us not score points, but yesterday was a perfect example of they were figuring out how to facilitate the ball, get the ball to their playmakers. Debo, it's only a matter of time when you have guys that talented that they're going to start playing to their potential. Like Debo, it was just a matter of time to have a big game. And against the Rams, he plays his best, man. Like, you could tell. He was like, all right, I got to take over this game. Jimmy dumps it to him, and Debo does the rest. That's it. All you got to do is get him the ball in open space. Debo will do it, because not only will Debo do it, the blockers, like the blocking was phenomenal, man. Kittle and Ayuk and Jennings, everybody running down the field and making tackles. I got to say, shout out to Mike McGlinchey. Actually, I take this back, because I was talking about my favorite play of the game, and that was the Hufanga play. My favorite moment, okay? You go. Mike McGlinchey comes, and this is when the Rams are broken. They're crushed. Debo just cooked Ramsey.
The whole team.
Touchdown. The crowd's insane. It was like a big pivotal moment. Momentum has swung. The Niners stole every ounce of momentum. You got McGlinchey running right next to Ramsey, and he's like, Ellen, I'm like, yo, did you see that? You just got cooked. That was the best moment, because McGlinchey takes so much shit. He's the one that gets kind of pushed around. And he's telling Jalen, yo, you just got pushed around. That right there was the epitome of Niners football.
Dude, him pointing and then Jalen shoving him, and he's like, "What? Like, you didn't come on." That was, bro. That's like the icing on the cake for last night.
Best play of them all. That was
And he got cooked. He got cooked by Ayuk too on that end zone. Like Jimmy didn't see it, whatever. He was trying to get it to Kittle, but like he got like Jalen Ramsey doesn't have his best. Sometimes he has good games against us. Like last year, he had that one good game, but most of the time, bro, he does not. And you're telling me that's the best corner of his generation, right? Because
the Niners are too physical with him. He can't play. He tries to be the aggressor, but it's Debo, man. He's too physical with them. And we've seen it every time. Okay, you're right. There was one game where it was like, okay, he did good. But that's because he had the other secondary players. They were being a little bit more physical. You know, they were flexing. But most of the time, Debo comes out there and he just knocks them in the mouth. And that's what happened, man. And speaking of, I haven't even talked about this guy much yet today. Speaking of knocking people in the mouth, how about Nick Bosa? This guy put up 14 pressures last night, dude. Like, I've never even heard of that. It's crazy. I know it's a weird stat, pressures, because it seems a little hard to gauge what a pressure is. But man, 14. Just basically, he was in their backfield. He was getting choked, doubled, tripled, and he still had it. He had his 6th sack of the season. He leads the NFL in sacks. Like, Nick Bosa is just on another planet. They can't stop him. He's faster than everybody, stronger than everybody. I think at this point he has to be the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year because he's the best player on the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I thought he was the defensive player of the year last year because I thought the difference that he made from a team that went from 3-5 to NFC title game. I thought this guy's obviously the guy's special. He's a super rare type of player. And the way he takes care of his body in the offseason and the training regimens he goes through, that dude doesn't cut any corners. That dude's not, you know what I mean? He's working hard, props to his dad, props to his brother. Like those guys, they have a system. Nick Bosa's lock him up forever. Don't let him go anywhere. Don't know. Once this season's done, whatever it takes, bro. Highest paid player in the league if he needs to be.
He will be. He's about to get paid a lot of money. Like, okay, because, Debo got paid a lot. $71 million over 3 years, all the incentives, like whatever. Nick Bosa might break the bank and become the highest paid player in the NFL.
I think
that is so good.
In my opinion, if I'm his agent, I'm going to be like, hey, it's going to be $200 million.
I think that's fair for what he does on this defense. Yeah. They can't stop him.
You can't say no.
You can't.
That's you can't. And I would say I need 200 and 100 of it guaranteed or something. He's only 25. You're 24. He's not you know what I mean? This is his first contract. It's if their agents are smart, and I think agents saw what Debo Samuel's agent did last year for all of his players, not just Debo. Look what he did for AJ. Look what he did for all the wide receivers. Mm-hmm. I think other agents see that and say, hey, if it's either going to be ridiculous number or it's going to be a short amount of time with a high price, you know what I mean? It's either going to be 3 years and $100 million, or you're going to want 6 years, 7 years, and 2.
Yeah, if you take the long route, you're gonna have to put like a Trent Williams contract, right? He
bigger
got deal, and he was insane. But yeah, it'd probably be bigger because you can make the argument that Nick Bosa is the most important player on this team, and he's younger, and he's in his prime. Nick Bosa is, oh my God, I cannot believe how good he is. It's crazy. The guy just doesn't matter. He's getting double, triple. They're dragging him by his jersey. They're biting him, and he's still getting in the backfield. You could see he was so frustrated last night because he didn't turn all those into sacks. He was always so close. And you could tell he was getting frustrated because they're holding him. Mm-hmm. I think after some point, you got to, make the calls, ref. Just make the calls, dude. The guy's just getting manhandled out there, and he's still getting in the backfield at an incredible rate.
Yeah, he's a complete difference maker. He's the total package. You know what I mean? And to be as humble as he is off the field and all the way he takes the interviews, he's the guy you want. He's the face of the franchise. He's the guy you want to be the face of your franchise. For real.
He's good. He's that good. He's a face of the franchise type guy. Players love him. The fans absolutely love him. He's so good. He's so chill. I love his brand. And then he said last night, he goes, "Yeah, I think we got the chance to be the best defense in the world." Obviously they are, but I think that's an understatement. This team could be the best defense, in a long, one of the most historical defense. This might become one of the most historical defenses. This has the ability to be one of those. It's crazy. This defense to me is already better than 2019. They may be better than the 2013 Harbaugh years. This might be one of the best defenses of all time. They're just so good, man.
Yeah, they're very scary. They have players at every level. It's really the depth pieces, and that's what really makes it work so well. Because Kinlaw isn't active, but Givens is crushing it. Because all these guys that they have, and it's a gift and a curse, right? They have them on these affordable contracts. So a lot of these guys, the Givenses, all these guys, their contracts are up in a year or two. So they're all looking to get paid. So they're playing with their hearts on their sleeve. They're going all out. They see the opportunity they have right now. If any player in that locker room doesn't see how special that team can be, you know what I mean? They got a reality check. Like you said, this could be 2000 Ravens type stuff.
That's what I was thinking. It could be one of those defenses.
Just weird numbers. And then when they do the stuff that they do, the ball kind of ends up going your way. Just like that Hufanga pick at the end. You keep doing the right thing. You keep doing the right thing. You keep doing the right thing. It's going to happen in the fourth quarter. It's a 60-minute game.
The ball will bounce your way if you keep on pressing. Eventually, good things happen to those teams. I know it takes a little bit of luck, but I've always noticed over the years, the ball will break your way when you keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, and that's exactly what happened. That play was so good, but obviously Hufanga made the play. He read it, he saw it 100% of the way, and it was wow, what a play by Hufanga. But that's the type of stuff when you have that good of a defense, they're gonna figure those plays out, and it's gonna happen. And he almost dropped it. That's the thing. He got the luck where he held on to it because I think he knew it. He was like, oh, my God, I just read the play, and it happened so fast, and he jumped the route, and he had in his hands, and I think in his mind, he's like, holy shit, I did it. And he's like, oh, I got to hold on to it because there's so much going on. If he would have dropped it, we would have all been like, oh, my God. But the fact that he held on to it, and he housed it left sideline, I mean, it looked like Fred Warner. It looked like Jimmy Ward. They both did that, over the last couple of years. Against the Rams, left sideline, dude. It's incredible.
It's crazy that McVay doesn't see it. It's going to be interesting in 3 weeks. This rematch is going to be nuts, bro. Is that prime time? They're going to have to move that to prime time.
If it's not, they're going to have to. I think it's I want to say it is.
I think it's a 4:00 though, bro.
Let me
look. I got the computer right here.
Check it out. I think it's a prime time game. I want to say, but man, that. Last night. That was a big time win because it was a confidence booster and it was a division game, so it's huge. Niners might not lose a division game. I don't know.
No, it's a 1:00 game, 1:30 it says. Week 8, 1:30, 10. It's the day before Halloween. Ooh, spooky season.
Yeah, spooky season. We might give him some more nightmares. That's Debo the boogeyman, right? Oh,
so
with some theme. He's gonna wear a mask or some shit. He's gonna do it. I love it.
So let's talk. Let's talk schedule actually real quick.
Yeah,
we can actually, if you want. I mean, I know you've been on for about an hour, so
no, we're good.
So next 3 weeks we got at Carolina, at Atlanta, and then we come home to play Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
We got a prime opportunity to be, what do we have, 2-2, to be 4-2 against the Chiefs and get the defense even more motivated, just even better. 2 more weeks, who knows how good this defense is going to be. The Panthers have not been good. They got CMC, but he's a shell of himself. Baker Mayfield is horrible. He's been horrible. Probably the worst quarterback in the league right now.
He needs one of these.
Yeah, he does, bro. He does. And Then we play Atlanta, and Atlanta's just, they lost Cordero Patterson. He's hurt. Kyle Pitts, he's their big weapon. They don't have Calvin Ridley this year. Mariota hasn't been really lighting the world on fire. So the Niners could go potentially and just have two big games and then come back home. It's a big match. And revenge will be on their mind. They did lose the Super Bowl to the Chiefs 3 years back. The Chiefs are good, but they haven't played a defense like the Niners, man. And this defense is going to hit them in the mouth. And we have a secret weapon. We have Travarius Ward, former Chief. He's going to want to give Mahomes the business.
Yeah, I think this, let's be honest, right? This could be a situation where they have to throw these games both in prime time. Because the Chiefs have one loss, right? They lost this year, right?
Did they lose 2 games or 1 game?
I think they only lost 1.
Okay. You're right. They did lose, I think, week 1.
Jeez. Yeah, I gotta look. So you gotta look. So chances are they're gonna play us like they did in the Super Bowl, and it's dare Jimmy to throw.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that they haven't faced a defense like us, but we haven't faced an offense that good, and we won't have faced an offense that good until we play them. Like, this is Super Bowl implications. Whatever we want to say, like, this could not only could this be a rematch, but this could be this year's Super Bowl. No joke.
Honestly, because the defense is so good, and that offense, Patrick Mahomes, they don't even have Tyreek Hill, and they haven't missed a beat. That's how good this team. It's like, wow, man. Andy Reid's bag. They know how to spread keepers around, and
he's in the top 2 or 3 for touchdowns, Patrick Mahomes. So he hasn't missed anything.
What's really big for the Niners though coming into these next few games is Jimmy Ward's coming back, and he's got 2 weeks to kind of get the rust off, get into form. By that Chiefs game, he should be in pretty good. He'll be in a lot better form. He's always wanted to take Mahomes and get the best of him. He's always said, I want to pick on Mahomes. I've always wanted. He got the hit on him in the Super Bowl, but he didn't get the pick. I think Jimmy Ward being healthy against that Kansas City game is going to be the absolute X factor. That's it.
So let's go to the Chiefs. They've already put up 240 burgers this year.
That game against Tampa Bay this weekend. Dude.
And they put up 4. Dude, he was lighting them up. He could do whatever he wants.
So good. There was that touchdown pass in the end zone. He just dancing,
running full speed.
Dude, it's crazy. I hate the Chiefs, but I gotta respect Patrick Mahomes. I don't know, even some of the passes no look, just little laser zinger. I don't even know what to call it. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's insane. But so they got Vegas this week. That should be a dub. Monday Night Football in Kansas City. Then they have to play Buffalo and then San Francisco. So they're going to be coming off
schedule.
Bro, they're going to be coming off a brutal 2 weeks before they play us, because the Raiders always play them hard. And Buffalo, that's your AFC title game right there, Buffalo versus Kansas City. So it's they're going to the Niners game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I know it might be whatever, and we're going to be coming off of 3 straight wins, but I think we got to win that game. That's gotta be a must win.
That's a big game, yeah. Because I don't want to. I mean, obviously, if you lose, it's okay, because it's an AFC game, it's not a division. But you want to lose. You don't want to lose because that's one of the better teams in the league. You want to flex your muscle, and you want to say, hey, look, I know we made some bad losses early in the season. We're showing you we're for real. And again, it's not how you start. You want to continue to get better as the season goes on. But before we get to Kansas City, we can't overlook these next weeks. It starts this week against the Panthers. Last time the Niners played the Panthers, we drubbed them. And then we got this is gonna be my favorite thing is Nick Bosa versus Baker Mayfield. Bro, the flag plant game, that was amazing. I'm all for Baker versus Bosa, man. I'm so hyped on that. I'm so hyped on it.
Dude. My prediction for this game is you're going to see Sam Darnold.
Whoa. Starting the game?
No. At some point in the game, Sam Darnold's going to come and take over because it's going to be like, ooh.
Oh wow! So we're gonna sack Mayfield out the game.
Sacks and interceptions.
And then they're
Sacks
gonna
lead the interceptions, man.
Oh wow, maybe it could be
I
right.
think that's what you're going to see. Because dude, his completion percentage is like 54%, and he hasn't faced anybody that crazy. This defense hasn't given up more than 15 points. Good luck, bud. Good luck. I don't think he finishes the game.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You might be right on that. I'll if it happens, I'll give you all the flowers in the world, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see, and then you're gonna see in the Falcons game. Maybe they should stay on the East Coast for that game and not fly back and forth.
So you know how they stay in Ohio?
Smart.
They do that. I can't remember who. Someone was tweeted and they asked them. I can't remember what reporter, but I saw a tweet and then he answered the tweet, quote tweeted, and he said, "Yeah, they'll be staying, blah blah." You know, wherever they stay in the East Coast. So that's what they're gonna do.
That's a smart move. That's you just stay on that time zone. Boom.
Yeah, it's smart. You don't want too much travel. I think they always do that when they have these like multiple week-long trips. They stay out there in the East Coast and it's good stuff. So West Virginia, out in Virginia.
West Virginia.
They're saying that Donald is still hurt. Greenbrier, yeah. There you go.
Donald, like Aaron Donald?
I think they're saying Darnold.
Oh. Sam Darnold. Oh.
Yes, Darnold. He may not be able to play.
Well, then good for us. I'm telling you, dude, I think you're going to see like a 2 or 3 or maybe 4 interception performance. Like, I think it's going to be like fumbles. I think it's going to get ugly because he's already frustrated. He's blaming receivers. I don't know how much you like follow that, like see what they've said, but like he, after last week's game, Baker Mayfield said something about like the receivers needing to get open. And then they asked DJ Moore what he thinks about that. And he's like, bro, what do you think I think about that? Like,
that's the same crap he had in Cleveland where him and the receivers we saw OBJ call him out. And then his dad wrote the whole, like, he got him out of there. He's like, yo, we need to get him out of here. Wrote the whole post about OBJ, how he's not getting targeted. Like the video, like we saw it. I was a crazy video. It was like literally OBJ's wide open. And Baker went to every other receiver known to man. I was like, oh my God. So I don't know. Maybe he's not seeing these guys because this guy is not a good quarterback. So that's going to be a fun game now. I think Carolina, if the Niners play as good as they can and this defense plays like they have been, Niners might drop a 50 burger like they did last time.
You tell me you might see Purdy? Might see Brock Purdy throwing some footballs this weekend?
You think so? Garbage time?
Garbage time Purdy coming in there.
My man.
I like it, bro.
Hold on, we'll go quick question. Ryan says, are you going to do a stream or some of us join? Yeah, we're going to set that up soon. We're working towards it. I got it. I got the details all working out. We're working towards it. We're getting there. We're going to have some of the fans come in live eventually where you can ask questions. And I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. I know some people want to do some people said do like a Skype or a Zoom or, even put the chat StreamYard link or something. So I'm figuring it out. I asked Smitty about it, so he gave me some heads up. But we'll be doing it soon. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun week. It's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait. These next 2 weeks should be like really solidifying what this team's persona is. Like who are we? Yeah. You know what I mean? You have there's 2 bottom of the barrel teams. These are 2 teams that are going to be picking in the top 10 of the draft this year. And you got 2 of them back to back. Like this is where in any sport, this is where you get all the kinks out. How do you do all this play? What's your best plays? Practice it, live competition against someone that's trying to kill you for real. Yeah. That's how you're going to get better. Hopefully, like it's 2 dubs. We get some confidence. We build that confidence. We build that rhythm with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then we come home to Kansas City, and we look good. Like the offense is clicking and it's moving the ball, and it's not just scoring 3 points in the second half, because you're not going to beat Kansas City if you only score 3 points in the second half.
I agree. Because again, that second half, you're right. We did talk about this. We didn't score enough because I feel like that's just the Niners. They get a little conservative, and they did get a little conservative. But I will say this. They did have the opportunity. I think someone mentioned it earlier, is red zone. We got to be a little bit more effective in the red zone. I think that's what it boils down to, because we were there, but they opted for the field goal instead of the touchdown. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like that call. I think it was the smart move. I think it was the right call, because Kyle was trusting his defense, and I think that gave that defense confidence. And if you didn't have that moment happen, you don't have the Hufanga interception. So, I mean, maybe we would have scored a touchdown. Who knows? But I feel like that was the safe move in a game like that. You want to play I don't know. I felt like it was the right move. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It wasn't one of those things where because I had people like, oh my God, message you. How was this stupid? I can't believe Kyle. I know he's conservative, but at that moment, I think it was the right call. I think it was the safe call.
I think it is the right call. It's just next time now. You know what I mean?
Now we're playing. Yeah, if it's a bigger game, you need to try to go for it. Like if this was the Super Bowl, you don't go for 3.
It's just adjustments. Like that's where the frustration for me. That's a lot of the frustration happens, is because it's the same mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, well, how can you be doing this 7 years in? Like we can't do this. It can't happen. And like who cares why you win? Who cares the way you win? Right? At the end of the day, if we win the Super Bowl this year, everything that happened in the past is wiped.
That's it. It's clean slate.
That's it.
It honestly doesn't matter. So sit here and second guess and get upset, but it's all for nothing if they go and they finish their conquest and they get a Super Bowl. Like that's literally
the goal.
That is. I look at it that way, and like Hendricks makes a good point. If we go for it and don't get it, it's Kyle's fault. If we kick a field goal, it's Kyle's fault. It's like at the end of the day, it's true. It's true. Like nobody's ever gonna be happy. That's why last night in that moment, I was like, it's actually not a bad move, because look at you're trusting this defense, and that defense at that moment, nothing was going to beat that defense yesterday. Nobody. I think they were playing with such a confidence.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to get him a big play on him, and Hufanga makes the play. And I think that was Kyle saying, I trust this defense with my life right now. I trust them more than anything. And I think that was a good gesture for Kyle to say, hey, look, I trust you guys. Go out there and finish this game for me. You guys won this game for me. Like I know our offense has been depleted lately. You guys have won this for me. Go finish it, man. That was it. That was, to me, was Kyle saying, you guys won this game. Finish it off. And I don't even because I was messaging somebody or I was texting somebody. They're like, oh, it doesn't say that he doesn't trust his offense. Like that, to me, that doesn't even say that. It was he trusts his defense more than anything. Like it wasn't an offensive thing. It was he just felt safe kicking the field goal and put it in the hands of his defense. And if the defense busts out and they would have scored a point, credit the Rams for finally scoring on him. But you know what? You're right. They do need to get aggressive later in the season when the stakes are a little bit higher. Then I want to see him, because at that point, nobody's going to expect you to do it, because they're going to be like, oh, Kyle, he's a puss.
He's going to kick it.
Field goal. And then you go out there and you're like, well, shit, man, what's he doing? And then you put the fear of God in him. So that's what I think can happen. Make those adjustments later in the season. But one thing we haven't touched on, me and you, I touched on it earlier. The O-line looked pretty good last night.
The inside with Brunskill back is nice, because now you can rotate these guys. Now you can rotate Burford and you can bring in Brunskill for a little bit, and you can have a line where it's Banks, Brunskill, and Burford. You can have a line where it's Banks, Brandell, and Brunskill, and change it out and keep these guys fresh. This offensive line, I hope probably they did, because they obviously go on your show, so probably they listen to some of it. They probably heard bro, they think we're ass. You know what I mean? I'm a 4-year starter in Notre Dame, and this dude thinks I'm ass.
They let up 0 sacks last night
against Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, bro.
the defensive player of the year, right? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like the defensive player
The
of the year.
legend. I got respect for Aaron Donald. He's a great player. But they let him no sacks. And Aaron Donald was on the other side. They play good. Burford, he's getting better each snap, says Samuel. Still needs to clean up on those penalties. That's what I said every week. Is he's young, he's gonna make those mistakes. But from an actual like game point standpoint, Burford's getting better every week. Aaron Banks?
Yeah.
God, man, this guy is looking great. I'm impressed with him so far.
I'm happy that he's doing what he's supposed to, because I'm happy he's doing what he's supposed to.
I know. Hey, me too. I had a big quarrel with his dad last year in the preseason game. He didn't like me. He said he's gonna be fine. I remember that day vividly, and I was like thinking to myself, I don't know if he's gonna be fine. I don't know. And he's been so good lately. So every time I see Aaron Banks and he looks good, I'm like, I keep an eye on him more than like anybody on that O line, other than Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah, well, I stopped paying attention to Mike. I really, really I legitimately, for the offensive line, I just look at the three dudes in the middle, the guard in the center.
It's tough.
I gave up on attack.
I just like, I'm always like panning towards. I always like, let's see. I'm like, Mike. Like, it's just habit. I'm like looking at him. It's not good.
Yeah. Did they pick, this is his 5th year, right?
Yeah, they picked up the 5th-year option.
Yeah, so he's in his 5th year. So no extension though.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know if they would or not. We'll see.
I don't know.
They earn it. They love him though.
They love him. He's a good locker room guy. I'd give him like a deal like they gave Greenlaw, but like less money. You know what I mean? Like a 2-year deal where you're like, just in case we can't draft a good tackle, you're kind of.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't hate him. He's a good dude. He's just, for a first-round pick, for a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he's not
the billing, man. Unfortunately.
Especially because you walked away from
one of the linemen in the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Good game.
Great game, bro.
I'm excited. Everybody seems to be hyped up. Hey, Peter Parker says he looked up from his seat, saw Trey. My man, hey, Peter Parker, happy birthday. I think you had a birthday done.
I can't. Yeah, I really believe, like, if you just look around the NFC, there's a couple of good teams, right? There's a couple of teams that you can say they scare you, but it's not like the AFC. And I think this year, bro, we can do it. We can do it, bro. This team can do it. I don't want, like, I know it's early, but.
I know it's early, but just looking around, like you said, the NFC, it's wide open, bro. Like, with this defense, no team's going to be able to stop us. I think, obviously, the Eagles, they deserve respect. They're good.
That's it.
That's it. Packers, to me, they don't really have offense.
Nah.
Aaron Rodgers.
You watched them this week?
Yeah.
Did you watch them this week?
Yeah.
Bro, Billy Zappi took him to OT. Yeah,
Zappi, he almost beat him.
I know. Like, nah, they're not. It's the only team that really scares me is the Eagles. Of course, Tom Brady, of course, because dude, I get it. He's mad too. He could be mad. He could have a chip on his shoulder for the rest of the season now. Who knows? I don't think so, though. I really believe it's Eagles and us. I think.
Yeah, I don't have any worries about Green Bay. I never do, because we always beat them in the playoffs anyways. Aaron Rodgers, great quarterback, but he doesn't even trust his receiver, bro. He doesn't trust any of those guys out there. That team's in shambles. They almost lost, like I said, to nobody at quarterback. And quite frankly, I'm not even worried about Tampa Bay. I know, I get it. Tom Brady is Tom Brady.
Their defense is good too.
They do have a good defense. They have a great team. I'm just not worried about them. But it is one of those things. If it's a playoff game, you're gonna have Tom Brady, and he's gonna go out there and he's gonna battle his ass off. But I'm not too worried about them. And then you have, who else is out there? Who else?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Dallas Cooper Rush.
Bro, I know, but like, that team died. They might have the second best defense in the league. Like, they're top 5, definitely.
Other than
not on our level, but
like you
not
said,
on the Niners level.
They're the only team that has allowed that hasn't allowed 20 points in the game. Like, I do give them credit, because they have Micah Parsons. He's good. I don't think he's better than Bosa, but the media loves to sit there and say he is. They do have good defense. But we've seen what the Niners did to them, dude. Like Stephon Diggs. Not Stephon Diggs. What's his name?
My God, why am I blanking on his name? Diggs.
Yeah, not Stephon Diggs. Trayvon. Sorry.
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. You saw what the Niners did to him. I mean, I just
Bullied.
beat him, routed him up. Then you had Jennings kick his butt, he was a bully with him. The Niners defense is too physical for them. Remember they made that comment, oh, bully, we're going to play bully ball. And the Niners absolutely bullied them out. But we beat them last year pretty damn good. We should have beat them by a higher score, but we didn't. But the Niners are way better. I get it. They're a good regular season team. Well, Cooper Rush, everybody's hyped up on this guy. We've never seen what he can do in the playoffs. I don't trust Cooper Rush with my life.
Well, Dak's coming back, right? Like next week or the week after.
Do you think that? I think there's going to be a quarterback controversy. I think that Jerry Jones, he said he wants a quarterback controversy. I think he's going to come back. Dak might lose that game, and it's going to get a little spicy.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
That's literally what happens to the Cowboys. They're almost as dramatic as the Niners.
Yeah. No, they're probably more dramatic because when you really look, like I always say, right, it's all about money spent. And when you look at the Cowboys, the amount of time that they're in the media for the money they spend, they're in the middle to bottom of the league for actual cash spent. But Jerry Jones pumps all his money into his PR, and Skip Bayless talks about him all day. So it's America's team.
America's team. I don't know.
Nonsense.
But Hendricks does make a good point. They won't start Cooper Rush over a $40 million paid quarterback.
Sure.
They probably won't, but Jerry Jones is the type of guy that makes some weird decisions. Weird decisions. He does. He does. He goes, I would love a quarterback controversy when Dak comes back. I don't know. They're just silly. They're stupid teams. But yeah, bottom line is, there really isn't teams in the NFC that scare me. I'm not even scared of the Eagles. I just think they're a really good team. They're a good team.
Yeah, they are very good.
Very good team.
So
But
he's got.
It's going to be hard to beat the Niners. Can we, again, like you said, we got to keep getting in a rhythm offensively. And again, I think this was a good game for us for the confidence. We'll be good. I think we'll be good moving forward. Any other final thoughts, questions, comments, concerns here?
No, I think it's just keep it rolling, baby. Let's just keep this rolling.
I'm excited, man. What would you grade that game last night? A, B, C, D, E, F?
I think defense was an A+.
Mm-hmm.
Offense was a B. Maybe like B-, because I'm just thinking like 17 points. Yeah. 17 points. If your defense, I get it. Your defense is so elite, like you kind of can rely on them to bail you out. And I respect that. It's a team sport. 30, 53 guys, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, when the league is scoring 20-something points a game on offense, you got to get closer to 20-something than 17.
I won't give him an A, but I'm going to give
B.
I'll give him a solid B because this was tough. Because, all these weeks, everybody's been saying the offense have been stinky. They can't score. O-line has been bad. Like, all those questions were there. Like, they had a big touchdown from Debo. They had a big touchdown from Jeff Wilson. They ran their teams effectively. They ran the ball. They didn't score enough in the second half. I think if they would have scored a little bit more, we'd be all sitting here praising them. But the O-line played good. Wide receivers played pretty well.
No turnovers.
Basically, they didn't have any turnovers. Yeah, a few mistakes here and there, but they weren't like mistakes like, oh my God. Like over the last couple of weeks, we've made some big mistakes. There was a few small ones, nothing to like write home about. And again, Jimmy played a mistake-free game. I'm gonna give him his flowers. He did pretty good, considering everything. And he says, he was rusty. He looked better this week. He didn't make adjustments. I'm going to give him credit. He looked a lot better this week. The ball was coming out of his hands pretty well. He got the ball to his receivers. He distributed it to Debo where he needed to be. Like, that's what you do. Put the ball in your playmaker's hands, and then he did it very well. Run game was pretty good. So I'm going to say a B. I mean, yeah, it could be better, obviously. But I think Kittle did good in the blocking department,
Ugh.
and everything was as it should. I think Kyle called a better game, and it was a solid B.
Yeah, I agree. On to Carolina, baby.
On to the next, baby. We get a dub this week, and then next week, hopefully, we have Victory Monday.
Yeah, Victory Monday, baby.
All right.
Raj, I appreciate you, dude.
I
I'll talk to you soon.
Man. Talk to you, man. Have a good rest of your day. I need to get something to eat. All right. Samuel Chavez says overall they take care of the ball. Solid B plus. I don't hate that grade either. Again, they did good to me. The offense they improved drastically over last week. We were sitting here ready to wring their necks. Ready to wring their necks. They played good. And you know what? They played against the defending Super Bowl champion, LA Rams. They have the daunted. They have Aaron Donald. They have Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner, like all these guys, right? All these teams that you spend all this money to get, right? F those draft picks, right? F those draft picks of the Rams. They spent all this money. They got the best of the best. And we scored on them. 2 beautiful touchdowns. So. And hey, Peter Parker, good point. If Kittle gets that foot in bounds, it's more points. That's more points. You go. You're 100% right. Like, it was a beautiful building. It was a good building block. Like, this is a game they're going to build off of. Good win. It's Victory Tuesday. I'm hyped. I love you guys. Defense is unbelievable. Sacktown says the Carolina Panthers have the worst O-line in the league. Oh, wow. Did somebody tell that to Nick? Yo, Nick Bosa! Bosa! Carolina has the worst O-line in the league. Can we tell him this? We need to tell him right now because it's a premium stat, baby. Woo! I love it. Samuel says, offense is getting better in each snap. They are getting better. Hendricks, you like the shirt. Lolita Customs, go peep. This Debo drip. I love this shirt. He made a Hufanga shirt. I can't wait to get that this week. I'm going to get the Hufanga t-shirt, and we're going to be wearing it later this week. We got the Debo right now. We got to wear Debo because he put that offense on his back, man. D-line's going to eat. You're absolutely right. I'm excited. I can't wait for next week. This was a beautiful win. Go Niners. What a game. I just feel so good. Victory Tuesday, man. Victory Tuesday. Hendricks, if you want this shirt, Lolita Customs on Instagram. I think I put their page on my store. I know in one of my stories I put Lolita Customs, and it shows the Hufanga t-shirt. Click their Instagram. They have their link in their bio. Lolita Customs. Go check it out. Story, post. I know I put it on there. Go check it out, and you can buy some shirts from me. And I have a promo code. If you use my promo code RSF49ers, you get a discount. So, I partnered up with them, and you save some money. And they're pretty cool shirts. These are cool shirts. I like them. It's actually pretty good quality. It's a graphic image that's on there, and they're good shirts, man. They're high quality. I love it. So, beautiful. Yeah. Anything else? Any last questions? I need to eat some food. I'm hungry. But I can answer a few more questions. I appreciate you guys so much. Yo, we ran it up 6K on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. Go get them shirts, man. Run it up. Yeah, we're going to be doing some phone calls soon. 6K. Appreciate y'all. What was the code again? Our SF49ers. It's my Instagram name. Our SF49ers. That's it. Just my username. Our SF49ers. That's it. Sacktown Izzy says, this defense is ... This defense is the best in the league. Elite. Nia says, you going live with Smitty on IG? Probably. I don't know. Smitty been dodging me lately. He's on right now. He's live on YouTube. He's live right now on his show. I feel like sometimes he doesn't want to deal with me because I get so hyped on the Niners. I don't know. No doubt, Hendricks. Appreciate you. I don't know. Smitty dodging me lately. Hopefully he comes on live. You know, it's one of those things. I hope he comes live with me. But no hard feelings if he doesn't. Did I win my fantasy? I have a couple fantasy teams. I won some. I lost some. Debo had a good week for me on one of my teams. That was good. I hope you guys did good on your fantasy. I had Kittle on one of my teams. Didn't get me that touchdown. But I don't care. I take the Niners over fantasy. Fern Dog says we eat lamb chops for dinner tonight. That actually sounds good. Let's eat some lamb. We ate lamb chops last night. Why don't we do it again? All right. It looks like the questions are done. All right, we got a couple. Will Hufanga and Jimmy Ward be the best safety duo in the league? I think they can be. Look at Hufanga's already the best safety in the league. You add Jimmy Ward, it's only gonna get better. But put some respect on Tashawn Gibson, man. Gibson has played so good. They've been honestly, Gibson and Hufanga have probably been the best safety duo in the league. He's crazy, man. Danny, do you think Verrett will play? I think eventually he will. He's a veteran. They love him. He's a good dude. If he's healthy, he deserves a chance to crack the roster. But, man, what I said earlier is I just don't think that you mess with what's going on. Lenore's played good. Mooney's played good. And Mosley's played great, or they've all played great. Do you mess that chemistry up? I think Jason Verrett could come in and be the nickel over Lenore and Womack. We know. But those two young guys have been good, man. It's been good. Nia says this defense is top 2 and not 2. That's right. They're number 1. Yeah, they are the best duo. Yeah. Hey, Peter Parker. The Gibson has been a stay. Yo, shout out. Hey, Peter Parker. Happy birthday. Wish him a happy birthday before we leave. He was at the game yesterday. He's a great supporter, just like everybody else here. I know his birthday was the other day. He mentioned it. Got a birthday dub. Happy birthday to you, my boy. I appreciate all the support you give me, just as everybody else. I appreciate all the support. So, happy birthday to you. You got that dub, man. That was good. Good. No doubt, Hendricks. Appreciate you, my man. Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we hit everything we wanted to talk about today. Again, shout out to the defense. Hufanga, special player. Debo, amazing. Nick Bosa, he's him. Fred Warner. Fred Warner, the guy's good, dude. He's so good. He's just the captain of this team, but he was flying everywhere. Fred Warner's playing at such a high level. What's so crazy? Because we're having Hufanga play so good. We're playing Bosa play so good, and the secondary play so good. I think we forget about Fred Warner. I think we literally forget that he's on the team sometime. All right. I think we forget that Warner's on this team sometimes. He goes underrated, man. My man says Rams got 99 problems and Debo is 19 of them. Hayden Gray, Bosa sack predictions, at least 2. He's at least getting 2, man. He's going to go off against Carolina, the worst offensive line in the league. He's about to get 2. But we'll talk about Carolina as the week goes on. We'll preview the show. We'll preview it on the show as the week goes on. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what we got to say. Hit the like button. Appreciate you. And keep on supporting, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a good rest of your day. Let's go, Niners. Enjoy Victory Tuesday. Love you.